to talk with you about the subject of the great unknown. If there is anything in our lives that we hate walking into something that we could not anticipate, walking into the unexpected. That's why you will read 1,000 reviews about the hotel that you're going to stay at during your vacation before you go. That's why you'll review on Amazon all of the products you're going to buy, and just to see what other people's experiences are. You don't want to have something that you purchase that you didn't anticipate, that you could have controlled. Now that's great when you buy a product. It's also great when you go on a vacation. But the truth is, there is a lot in life that we can't anticipate that we'll never be able to prepare for. It comes our way. And it's at times like that that we have to have a reliable guide. A couple of years ago, I was in the country of South Africa, and we were on a trip, and we were trying to get from one village to the next village. And we were told that the particular road we would be traveling went through a minefield. How's that? You don't hear that every day, a minefield. There was war in the region years before, and they did not detonate all the mines. And so we stopped at a little town, a little village on the way there, and picked up a young man, about 16 years of age. And instead of getting in the car, he sat on the hood of the Jeep as we started off down the road. And I asked the driver, why is this young man sitting on the Jeep? And he said he knows where the mines are. He grew up here. He used to play in these fields. He will guide us through the minefield. And I'll never forget, first of all, thinking, I hope my wife never hears that I'm doing this. But as we were driving down that road, that young man was telling the driver where to go because he had knowledge that none of us in the vehicle had. And you're going to face situations in life where despite your best learning, despite all that you have prepared for, things are going to happen that you can't anticipate, the great unknown. And you're going to have a guide to help you. I'm thinking about the disciples. They were on their way across the Sea of Galilee. They find themselves in a storm, and they do what anybody would do in a storm. They cry out for fear. They're panicking. They're straining at the oars. They're trying to make their way across the sea. And Jesus comes and meets them in the midst of the storm. Now, Jesus didn't send them into that storm to drown them. He sent them into the storm so that he could come to them. He knew why he sent them there. Even though they didn't expect it, they couldn't anticipate it, there was a lesson that Jesus wanted them to see. You see, the disciples saw the storm, but Jesus wanted them to see him in the middle of the storm. He wanted to teach them a lesson that they could trust him despite the adversity, the circumstances, and the unknown, that he knew every situation they would be in, and he was able to meet them where they were. You know, in Isaiah 41:10, Isaiah says, quoting the Lord, "Fear not." Why shouldn't we fear, you might ask? Because I am with you, declares the Lord. There will be times in your life when you cannot prepare for what comes your way. And it's at a time like that that you have to come to the conclusion that God is enough and he is a faithful guide who can deliver you through whatever the unexpected brings your way.